Back now on Triad today, just about time for the roundtable, but another shout out to the good folks, John Wisnant and his staff here at the Senior Botanical Garden in Kernersville. Great place to visit. Go to their website, .org, seniorbotanicalgarden.org, and I hope you will do that soon. Also, pick up your copy of Yes Weekly if you would. Hope you'll enjoy my column in there, and if you don't tell me. What Ogie tells me if he doesn't like it. All right, to the roundtable. On my right, but always the political left, Ogie Overman, the great broadcaster, journalist. Back behind him, and social distance, we kept David Daggett over from the last segment, and we appreciate his participation. And Keith Granberry rounding out the group, founder of Helping Hands Consultants. Guys, last week we talked about the controversy over how some cities want to defund or dismantle or reform police departments. Let's focus in on a different angle of that. There are some localities, including Greensboro, who want to cut back or end funding for school resource officers. Ogie, any thoughts?
I think that's a bad idea, Jim. That's missing the point. They provide a valuable service. That's exactly when we're reallocating funds. We should be beefing up the school resource. That's not a cop job. That's an SRO job.
Mr. Daggett.
I've been in every high school in the Triad. Your high school resource officers, 99.9% of them are fabulous and add to the student experience. Absolutely, they're needed and necessary in our schools. I agree with Ogie. I would add to it.
Mr. Granberry.
I think that you shouldn't defund school resources. These officers, they make a difference, but I also think you need to take some of the money that you're using for other things and add more money to teachers in these impoverished areas.
Right. Okay, guys, this is sort of a spinoff from the protest, because this could apply to any protest, and we've had this come up in years past. And it's about I-40 being blocked off, with protesters blocked off in both lanes of I-40 in two different locations. The police, out of courtesy to the protesters, did a great job, closed off the ramps, kept the traffic off of them for 40 minutes. Now my problem though, and I want to ask you guys about this, it's technically against the law to block an interstate. You're blocking the emergency traffic and everything else. I don't know if there's a legal thing that David can speak to, but should the police have not said to the protesters, look, you guys need to disperse over to the side or something, and not closed it off for 40 minutes? Ogie.
Yeah, I have a little bit of a problem with that, Jim. I hate to say it, but I'm afraid there's going to be a bit of a backlash. I'm afraid we're going to alienate some of our natural allies who, if you're waiting on the interstate 40 minutes and got to go someplace, I can think, you know, what are these people doing? Come on.
Doctor's appointment or something.
Yeah,
David.
Yeah.
I share Ogie's concern. People have to get to home to babysitters or what have you that are very important. Quite frankly, my perspective is, under the current circumstances, irregardless of the laws, I think both the police and the protesters handled the situation with the highest level that you could handle it under the circumstances.
No doubt. Keith?
And
I think that if you're inconvenienced for 40 minutes, you need to realize the inconvenience that black people and brown people have had for 400 years. 8 minutes and 40 seconds, this guy had a person on his neck, he died. Eric Garner died. This is the cost of trying to change the system. And so if you're inconvenienced for that amount of time, just think about how people have lived under these circumstances, and then I think you'll rethink your attitude.
Yeah, and I want to say something just off base just a second. Folks might not remember, we had a 10th anniversary show in 2013. Ogie was on that, Keith was on that. And Keith made the prediction when I said, what do you think is going to happen within 10 years? And Keith said, something's going to happen to change the way we govern. And it sort of happened.
That's right.
For a lot of things, the pandemic, the Black Lives Matter thing. Anyway, okay. In light of recent events, the TV show Cops has been canceled, and HBO's taking Gone with the Wind off the air until they can figure out how to explain what it is. Were those cancellations respectful or an overreaction, Ogie?
Yeah, I think so. They're not really killing Gone with the Wind. They're just going to put it in some historical context, make a statement about the temper of the times.
All right,
so
David Daggett.
Okay with
well, we did that with Walt Disney movies earlier on, is put in context historically. That's probably the proper thing to do and give proper recognition.
Mr. Granberry.
Again, I think the depiction of people on TV is very important. John Wayne killing Indians, Dukes of Hazzard with the Confederate flag on their car. I mean, these are all things that it started with the birth of a nation back when Ku Klux Klan members were looked at as heroes.
Yeah.
And that
They were the heroes of that
They were
film.
the heroes in the film, which created an explosion of Klan members and lynchings across America. So we can't look at TV and say it doesn't matter, because media is incredibly important. So I think it's important that they do this.
Put it
Absolutely.
in context.
Absolutely.
All right, changing subjects. If all goes as expected, the city of Danville will have a mega casino and hotel complex open in 2023. Danville's just a short drive for the Triad. So guys, what do you think? Will this new mega casino have a negative impact on the North Carolina education lottery sales, which helps education? Ogie.
Why Danville? That's my question.
Well, they did.
What's the
They
big
cut a deal.
deal?
It was Danville, Bristol, and I think Portsmouth or something. They were all vying for something. And
Who's going to go to Danville? I don't think it'll have much of an effect.
you don't think so?
Not really.
David Daggett.
I don't think it'll have much of an effect. I think gambling's isn't it one of the 7 deadly sins?
That's right.
People are going to continue, and I don't think it's going to have an effect.
Keith, what do you
I
think?
don't think it's that effect. As a matter of fact, it may help because a lot of people from around the country in these areas may come in these areas, and they may spend more money in Greensboro area.
So you're not going to drive to Danville to gamble?
Absolutely not going to Danville to
All
gamble.
right. Well, you got that on record now. All right. Finally, according to researchers at San Diego State University, people are having less sex now because they're spending more time on social media. Guys, my question to you is: do you spend a lot of time on social media? Ogie Overman.
That's a non sequitur, Jim.
Just answer the question.
It's not an either or thing.
It isn't?
You can do both.
Can you?
Yeah.
David
you can.
Daggett, do you spend a lot of time on social media?
I take the fifth on both parts of the question.
What, Keith Granberry, you're not an attorney. You can't take the. What do you think? Do you spend a lot of time on social media?
I don't even know what the social media is. What is that? When did that start? When was it created?
Ken doesn't. Keith doesn't know. It's something Al Gore did. I
That's
think.
right. Oh yeah, Al Gore. Yeah. Oh
I
yeah.
can't.
Okay.
These guys are uncontrollable. Oh, that's all the time we have. Oh, except for this. The Crayola Company, the company makes the crayons. The Crayola Company has announced they have this new mega set. It's a true story. Mega set of crayons. It's every crayon you can imagine. And their theme is we have the color of every color skin of everybody in the world. They did have one complaint. Quote, "What happened to the orange?" said Donald Trump. For all of us here, except for Keith, who's driving up to Danville after the show, I'm Jim Longworth. We'll see you next time.